Hey guys, welcome to Brunch Break, a weekly live show where I come here and share with you my journey of optimal health, overcoming emotional eating, losing 80 pounds, and how I help other women create their own ideal life through whole food, plant-based nutrition and mindset. My name is Mrs. Love Chard, and I want to welcome you to this week's show. So this week we are going to be chatting a little bit about one of the most common questions that I get very often, which is, how did you first start your healthy living lifestyle? How did you first transition to your old nutrition and your old habits into really being focused on yourself and healthy living and everything that comes with it? Like, where was that switch? And I want to talk a little bit about one of the key components to that switch and how you can tap into that yourself if you feel that you are wanting to make a change, but there is something that is blocking you. This episode may help break down some walls and help you get some questions, or help you answer some questions that you are going to be asking yourself. So welcome to Brunch Break. I'm so glad you're here. And, just flat out, one of the biggest things that changed for me when I was first transitioning to really wanting to live a more healthier lifestyle and not knowing what that looked like. Because let's be honest, I had tried all of these fad diets before. I have tried counting calories. I had tried Weight Watchers. I had tried the military diet. I think that's what it was called, from like the early 2000s probably. I have binged and purged. I have not ate. I've done Weight Watchers. I've done the South Beach. I did those microwavable, like, lean cuisine, crazy lean cuisine diets, all kinds of stuff. Like, I've tried it all. And at the particular moment where I decided to make a lifestyle change, I was really just tired of my own bullshit. Like, to just put it out there, that's kind of what it was, because I knew so much of my excuses were not real, but I kept telling myself that they were real. And the thing about thoughts is that we have them because we keep giving attention to them. So if I continued to tell myself, you will never lose weight, you'll always be overweight, like, you can't do this, you're a failure, blah, 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 all these things that I've been telling myself for years, if I kept telling myself that, then that was going to remain true. Because how could I build confidence in myself while talking to myself like that, and while allowing myself to see these excuses as an actual real thing? One of my guest experts this month in my membership site, NutriBabe Nation, Sarah, she shares that, we can all have thoughts, but that doesn't mean that they're true. Like, they don't have to be true. The very first instinct, the very first reaction, the very first thing that we think of, it doesn't have to be true. So if you have been stuck telling yourself, you can't do this, you're too lazy, like all this stuff, those are just thoughts that we keep giving attention to, and they're not necessarily true, right? So I got tired of my own BS and I called myself out on it. And I'll rewind a little bit and kind of set up the story of the actual moment when I decided to make a lifestyle change. It was on May 19th, 2013. I'm standing in my parents' old farmhouse kitchen with my little brother, and we're just chatting about stuff, and he had always been into health and nutrition and exercise and things like that, so he was always asking me, how's everything going? How's your nutrition? Like, have you hit the gym? Like, what's going on with that? And every other time before, I was like, oh, things are good. Now I would change the subject, right? Like, oh, whatever. Like, oh, I'm not really into that right now. Change the subject, right? But this particular day, I found myself saying all of these things to him that made me sound like I really had my shit together. But I didn't in the slightest. I found myself saying things like, oh my gosh, it's so great. I have a gym membership right now, and it's awesome, right? They have, it's only so many dollars a month, and they have like all these, equipment and like all this stuff, and I'm saying all these things, and I know that I haven't been to that gym in months. So I'm bragging about this like awesome gym and I haven't even been there. I was saying how I was really watching what I've been eating. I've really been kind of conscious about, making some better choices and stuff like that. And, that's going really well. But what was really true, what was really happening was that I maybe had half a salad 3 months ago and I thought it was disgusting. So I threw it away and said, screw this diet, and then went and ate a cheeseburger. Those are the kinds of things that I did at that time. And so when I was saying all of these things to him and I was like building my life up to be like so awesome on the outside. And as I'm saying stuff, like the back of my mind, it's almost like it's coming out. I'm not even thinking about what I'm saying. It's just coming out. And, I'm standing there in the kitchen. I remember what I was wearing. I remember where I was looking. I remember just kind of being in this moment. And I'm like, what are you doing? You know that this is not your life. You're talking about this life as though you're living it out, and you're not. Do you want to? Like, what are you doing? Like, let's go, And it was in that moment that my higher power self, whatever you want to call it, was like, hey, like, here's an opening. We finally are like realizing something's registering. Call yourself out and let's get to work. Like, let's go. And I don't mean call yourself out on your own BS in a negative, bad, shameful way. I just mean be real with what's actually happening. Because so many times during my, fad diet waves and all kinds of stuff, I would tell myself what I wanted to hear. And humans are so, I don't know if it's society or culture or our ancestors or magazines or whatever, but humans are very good with making things like justifications and making excuses and making things, seem better than they are to comfort themselves. And, in situations like this, when our health and happiness and lifestyle and life, truly our lives are on the line based on how we treat ourselves with our lifestyle, nutrition, exercise, sleep, mindset, right? When these things are truly on the line, we don't have time for excuses. Like, we don't have time to, continue to say all these things to us just to make us feel better for our poor choices. And so in that moment, I realized that, and I noticed that I was doing it, and I was like, whoa. We're not going to be doing this anymore. And so I got tired of my own BS. And in that moment, I was like, I don't know what I need to do. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to make some changes. And I have kept moving forward ever since that day. Seriously, ever since that day. And it's not on my notes for today, but it's another step kind of that I want to add, or another bullet point that I want to add, is that once you decide to make the change, that's the first day. That's day one. You don't start over. Don't start over. Stop starting over. I see this so much. I see so much in Facebook groups and with potential clients and just people on Facebook and, anywhere. This whole idea of like, oh, I messed up. I had some unhealthy food, or I had a bite of this, and now I have to start over. Like, I'm going to throw in the towel and I'll just start over on Monday. Like, clearly I can't do this. I just need to start over. This like starting over phenomenon is like, it's telling us that we have to have a perfect journey, and we don't. Like, our journeys in this lifestyle and in life, like, nobody's perfect. We're not going to be perfect, and so it's really important to know that this is a journey. It is not going to be perfect. It's not going to be paved with excuses and all kinds of, rainbows and no obstacles. Like, there will be obstacles, but we have to know that it's a journey and not be always starting over every single Monday. Because when we start over every single Monday and we throw in the towel on like Saturday afternoon and we say like, whatever, I'll just start over on Monday, day one again, here we go, like, clearly I can't do it. This is setting ourselves up to believe that we have to have a perfect journey and that we're not perfect and that we somehow screwed up or somehow, messed up. And we really want to get away from this idea of starting over. So keep moving forward. Keep taking steps. Think of it like if someone was in a relay race, right? And they were running and running and running and running and running, and then they dropped their baton or they tripped. What if that runner was like, oh, dang it, and they got up and they walked back to the starting line and started over? Like, no, dude, the race is going. Like, just get up and run. Like, just get up and keep going, right? So apply this to your lifestyle. Apply this to your nutrition. Apply this to your life. We don't have to start over. We just have to look at where we're at now and keep going. And if you don't like where you're at right now, then change it. If you don't like where you're at right now, then change it. That's where I was in that moment on May 19th, 2013. I didn't like where I was anymore. I finally was like, screw this, I'm out. Like, I had to change where I was. And one of the most powerful things that I found was that when I really truly understood that I was in charge of changing my life, me, I was in charge, then there was no more excuse anymore. I didn't have to like wait for someone else. I didn't have to wait for this. I didn't have to wait until that wedding's over. I didn't have to wait for my best friend to do it. I didn't have to wait for a new documentary to come out. I didn't have to wait for whatever. I could control, I can start making changes whenever I feel like it. So if you are feeling right now that you are waiting for all of these other things to fall in place before you make a change, tell yourself that that's crap and that's not true, and you can start today. You can start making changes today. Take one meal, one day at a time, and keep moving forward, right? If you are feeling like the second part of my my notes and my bullets here today is, if you are at a place where you really want to make a change, but you don't think that you're quite there yet to actually start doing stuff, because I've been in that place too. I've been in this place of limbo, like, oh, I really like want to start going to yoga, or I really want to start, walking more every day, but I'm just kind of comfortable right now. Like, I'm just comfortable. And I'll start walking next week. Like, I know I'll do it. I eat pretty healthy. Like, I'll just start it next week, right? If you're in one of those, what is it called? Like, situations with yourself where you want to do something, but you're like, not really there yet. Like, the push isn't enough. I guess the pull isn't enough to actually do something. Then dig a little bit deeper. Get out a piece of paper. Pause this video if you're watching the replay. Get a piece of paper out and write what is one thing that you want? Just one of your goals. Maybe it's better sleep, maybe it is less joint pain, maybe it's more energy, maybe it's weight loss, maybe it is loving yourself when you look in the mirror, whatever it is. Write down one of your goals and then write down why you want it. And then when you're done with that answer, ask yourself, why do you want that answer? And then answer that one. Well, why do you want that? Well, why do you want that? For example, if one of your goals is weight loss, many people start this journey with that a big forefront goal. That's okay. So why do you want weight loss? Well, I want to, look good in pictures. Okay, why do you want to look good in pictures? Well, I want to stop untagging myself on Facebook. Well, why are you untagging yourself in pictures on Facebook? Well, I don't like the way I look. I think that my cheeks are too big, and I hate looking at myself. Well, why is that happening, right? So keep digging down. Just ask the one question and then keep answering why. Why? Keep digging. And it's probably going to get uncomfortable. That's where change happens. So keep asking yourself those questions. Get vulnerable with yourself. Write this on a piece of paper or get in front of the mirror and ask those questions. That's the real kicker. That's kind of tough when you're first making a lifestyle change, to actually talk to yourself in the mirror, but it's very powerful. So if you want to try that, go ahead and try that. But otherwise, journaling it out is fine. Writing it out is very powerful. So try writing it out versus just saying things in your head. Because when we write things out there, we can clarify them a little bit more and actually see them. And surprisingly, the things that come out of our pen on paper, sometimes you never even knew that you thought or felt. So get that out, okay? And then just to wrap this up, the next part of really like moving forward is the mode of support, right? So what have you been stuck in your lifestyle change? Have you been not able to make changes that are they not lasting? Are you feeling like you are, lost or stuck, or you just want community, whatever it is? What's the mode of support that you haven't tried yet that could change your life? Is it a one-on-one coach? Is it a coaching program? Is it a naturopathic doctor? What is it, right? So try all of those, look into all of those things too, because you never know the outcome that a coach, a mentor, someone who knows what they're talking about, someone who's been there, someone who currently lives this journey out, you'll never know what kind of impact they can have on your life until you're in it and it's changing. And so if this sounds like something that you want to do, then shoot me a message. Let's chat either one-on-one, join my membership site. Let's make some changes. Let's actually make some changes that are going to last and let's create your ideal life. Like, if you're watching this video and you feel stuck and you're overweight and you don't like who is looking back at you in the mirror, and you have a food addiction problem and you don't know where to start and you're so overwhelmed and message me. I'm serious. I've been there before. I've done this before, and I live this out, and I live and breathe every single day helping women in the same position that you are, in the same position that I once was. And I help them get out of that and create their ideal life and discover who they truly are, because it's underneath all of these layers. It is. And we just have to bring that out and live your most happy, healthy, awesome life possible, right? I see a couple NutriBabes on here. Hey, Terry. Hi, Sarah. Sarah says, I love NutriBabe Nation. I learn so much every day about nutrition and my health. Awesome. Sarah, I'm so glad to know you first off, just like as a person, but to have you in the nation is just like, makes me so happy. I love it. I love my NutriBabe so much, and I have some amazing things coming up for NutriBabe Nation in the next couple months here. So if this sounds like something that you want to be a little bit more involved in, if you want to hang out with me more, like if you want to know more about how having a coach or a mentor or being a part of a membership site support community could benefit you and could change your life, shoot me a message. I'm an open book, and I will help you make the best decision possible for you. And another thing too is that it's getting kind of dark in here. It's like, is that better? It was like freezing rain for the last like 12 hours, so it's kind of like muggy outside. The last part of this, guys, is that, sometimes the missing piece in a nutritional lifestyle change can be mindset. And I wanted to just share my experience. I am successful this time around, not only because of the lifestyle that I chose to live, the whole food plant-based lifestyle, and being open to, healing myself in this way, but my mindset has been so different than it ever has been. And I hear this from a lot of my NutriBabes too. Like, I've been trying to live this lifestyle. I've been doing okay, but I just still feel like shit. I still talk bad to myself. I still just don't feel good mentally. And I think what happens a lot of times, Dr. Doug Lisle talks about this too, a lot of times is that our physical changes on the outside with weight loss and, clear skin and all these things can go a little bit, I don't want to say too fast, but if you don't have the mindset key and healthy perspectives on your thoughts, the weight loss may get ahead of you and you may still be stuck mentally where you were when you were overweight and unhappy. And so for me, when I was at my peak, probably 250, I was 233 when I first, on May 19th. But if I hadn't turned on that mindset key, and I didn't for a while, if I really wasn't open to receiving what this lifestyle could bring, what a coach could bring for me, what collaborating with other people living this lifestyle could bring, and, reaching out and stuff like that, if I didn't have that mindset shift mindset flip lever turned on, then I don't know if I would have been as successful. I don't know if it would have been as sustainable. Because you can lose all the weight in the world, but if you still look in the mirror and see an unhappy fat girl and you don't like who's looking at you, right? That happened to me so many times. I would lose 20 pounds on some fad diet and I'd be like, look at me, I'm 20 pounds lighter, this is what I wanted. But I wasn't happy still. I still didn't like the person looking back at me. So anyway, if this is you even now too, where you're making some changes and you're like, gosh, but I still don't really feel good mentally, right? no one likes to feel like shit all day long. So we talk all about mindset in NutriBabe Nation, the monthly membership site as well. So I'll put the links to all of that below. And if you have any questions, please email, shoot me a message here on the Love Chard page, my personal Bethany Steck Facebook page. There's a contact form at lovechard.com. Please reach out. Don't stay stuck anymore. Don't stay by yourself when you don't have to, okay? All right, I'll let you go. I've yacked for too long this morning, so have a good rest of your Tuesday. I will see you here next week, and I will see some of you in the NutriBabe Nation membership site beforehand. Bye, guys.